G'day punters and welcome to the Wild West, brought to you by Betfair Australia, Bet Smarter, Bet Harder. Cripper, I'm back.
Welcome.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. It's thank you actually for filling in, for getting BJ to fill in for me last week. I just got to the end of watching the episode. I started 6 days ago, so yeah, no, it was one of the longer ones, but plenty of positive stuff to talk about regarding
That's why his Twitter handle is
Betfair.
Thoroughheads, eh? He's
Yeah,
very thorough.
he is, yeah. No.
Thanks, BJ, for coming on. It was good fun.
That's good stuff. Unfortunately, you couldn't tip any winners, but that's okay. These things happen.
Yeah,
so
we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, we'll save those for this week, eh?
Exactly.
Wet old week in Perth here. Crip, we'll touch on track pattern shortly, but quickly, last week's one, I guess.
I had one play. It was off we go. Couldn't pick its legs up. Got beat a million lengths. Saw it's already been tipped out, so probably just had one run too many. But the less we talk about that, the better. So
it'd be nice if it had one run less, wouldn't it? That would be nice. So anyway, as I said, rain's been around. Oh, hang on. I'm jumping the gun here, aren't I? Ride of the week.
It's funny. There wasn't any standouts for me, so I'm going to give mine to Come Right Back, Lacto Ramilly, box seat from Barry 9, but off air, Terry was just whinging about
I'll tell you now, I'll say it on air. Like, I backed it while I was away. I had something on. And Come Right Back for me is a real tough horse. It can sustain a bit of pressure and you want it free rolling and wheeling and getting into a race. So I wasn't happy with the hand up. But
shows my staying
well,
knowledge.
it won the race though, didn't it? It won the
Exactly.
race. So I reckon if one of us is right at this stage, it's probably you more than me. I'm just going to give it to Billy Ray. Chris Parnham on Billy Ray. Yeah, I reckon without the 10 out of 10 right, it probably gets done. So Billy Ray, I don't think Billy Ray's all that good.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my feel on it. So I reckon, it might be the first and last time I have something on Billy Ray, I reckon. Actually, it's not the first time, actually. I took the $1.60 first up when it started $1.20 on, so good bet.
My horse to follow is Image Keeper. It was actually an on-pace day, but for whatever reason, this race really favoured those coming from far back. It was the only horse it sat 3 deep, no cover, only horse to really stick on pace. I've never really had an opinion of the horse, but that's starting to change. So I think it's
tough, wasn't it?
Yep.
Miss Lavinia for me, on no real excuses, just the fact that Sat Breeze outside Acromantula, who's a really strong horse on speed, fit it to star on its back. Had Natasha Faithful on, look for Parnham or Pike to go on from a good alley. I think Miss Lavinia wins plenty of races.
Also eligible for easier grades. So
exactly right. So I don't think there'll be many fancy prices when they do drop back in grade, but I think she's a horse that wins several. Love the way she won down the straight a couple of starts ago.
Acromantula is actually bulletproof over 1,000, isn't he?
Tell you what, I thought it was all over the moment he crossed Critical Attitude. Jason wanted to kick up as well. You could tell he was trying to lead on it, but the moment it found the fence, it was lights out. I think for the rest of them. Anyway, the rain's around, Crip, and I am absolutely. I got no idea how the track's going to play after a 12-metre Wednesday. Inside pad was absolute dog shit. So we're at 9 metres. Is that 3 metre gap? Is that strip? Is that the little a little bit of right to left? Is that where we're going to want to be?
Well, technically it should be.
I hate technically. I mean,
I hate technically. There's going to be maybe there's going to be obviously one lane, maybe 2 lanes that haven't been galloped on and absolutely chopped up. But then, like you said on Wednesday, the wider ground was the better. So it's almost going to be good. Shit house, and then it slowly gets better again. But who knows? Yeah. The track's tired. This rain wouldn't have helped at all. I never really say this, but we got one eye on Belmont, don't we?
100% we do. Yeah, very much so. Early season track, newer season track. Just late in the season. It's no bag on Chrissy Nation. He's done a great job with the amount of racing they've had on it. It's just tired. It's time. So what are we racing on this week?
Soft 6.
Yeah, I said 6. Yeah.
I'm hoping a 5, but.
I said 6. BJ reckons a 7. Okay. I think that might be ambitious. I don't know how much more rain's to come today. So you're basically going to have 36 dry hours leading into it. It's currently a 7 or close to an 8 with the little downpour we just had. So
soft 6 would be okay.
It's going to be wet.
Yeah, it's going to be a stinker.
It's going to be wet. So anyway, we got some winners.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. Anyway, kicking off in race number 1. 6 horse little races. Nice not to kick off with a maiden, and only 6 go around, but it's a cracking 6 horse field. And there's one here you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm going to. Cockney Crew has always been a favourite of mine. Look, it was going to be a potential superstar back in the day. He's obviously had his fair share of issues, but I just don't think his runs this prep have been all too bad. So he won a trial by about 10 lengths and then resumed off a quick let up, ran a length behind That's Funny As. They went really hard. Like, it was a pretty good run, bit of a gut buster. And look, even last start, he got beat 4.5 lengths, but he had to sit in the breeze. I wasn't sure of the run 14 days before had maybe taken a bit out of him. And look, he was racing against horses like Trap for Fools and Come Play With Me. So I really don't think, while I would have liked to see him finish a bit closer, I've sort of I'm in a bit of a forgiving mood here. Drops back to a 72 plus, which is, look, it's barely a 72 plus. I think there's 3 of the 6 horses are racing outside their grade. More importantly, finds a map where, look, he just looks like he's going to be able to lead and just roll and just do it on his ear. Like, he's going to be really comfortable for him, even though he doesn't want to go too slow. I think some of his dangers, Beret and Karanis, they both raced last week. There was extended noms for this race. It might have been a bit of an afterthought. They're both racing out of their grade. Look, I'm definitely not throwing the kitchen sink at him, but I'm going to have something on Cockney Crew just to see if he can get back somewhere near his best, because if he does, they won't catch him.
If he's anywhere near his best from the rail, which he will definitely find, he'll give him a galloping lesson here. It'd be good to see for the stable, for him to put him away. It's funny, he goes down in weight after racing against those horses you just mentioned. So
and like Chrissy Bennett, Jay McNaught on a leader, like for like.
Exactly what I said. I don't think there's anything in which jockey you get, but you're getting 3 kilos plus. You dropped 2 points on that last run, so you're getting a 4 kilo swing in that sense. So, Cockney Crew in front for a long way. Beret, hard to miss last start, went huge. Able to repeat that closer to him. Could blouse him. Karanis lands close but gets bad weight swings against a few of these, and no apologies, hard to fault. So it's as I said, it's a really nice little 6-horse field, but good luck. I think Cockney
Crew and Beret are 7.5 kilos apart, but because Lactar only claims 1.5 of his 2, there should be a 1.5 kilo differential than what it already is. Mm-hmm. So Cockney Crew's really well weighted. Yeah,
Beret's usually a good horse to follow as well regularly, isn't it? It's a punter's pal, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I won't. Yeah, like I said, not going silly because he's not the most trustworthy horse at the moment. But at around, I marked him clear favourite, so at $4, happy to find out and have something on kick off the day.
Bet smarter, not harder, I think is what he's trying to say there. We're going to skip a couple. We're going to move past race 2, 3, 4. Interesting 3-year-old event, actually. We're going to skip past it, but that's an even old field, isn't it?
I know. I love She's a Charmer, and I wanted to find her, and I marked her favourite, but I just
3 of the fence, maybe.
Would have liked to see a little bit more first up.
Yeah.
I know she had excuses, but
they walked. It was one of those races. If you do come up with one, you're sort of guessing to a degree or dartboarding to a degree. So we'll move to race 5. You don't mind another one here?
Probably another one, a bit like Cockney Crew. Not the most trustworthy horse, but the one I'm talking about is Drink What You Like. Look, she promised the absolute world early in her career. She's a jump and run 1,000-metre speed demon. Hasn't lived up to that early hype, and she's since moved stables from Simon Miller to Adam Durant. I really liked both her runs this time in. Like, if you look at it, some of the gaps between runs, there's no doubt she's got issues. She won down the straight at Pinjarra, Class 3, beat a horse what's his name?
Trevella came out, beat How's the Serenity?
Yep, exactly. Jet Stanley's first wins. I'm sure everyone's seen that. And then last start, I was really impressed with the way, look, as I said, she's an out-and-out leader. She didn't get to the front that day, sat in the 1-1 and really fought to the line. She finds a map here, which is rare over 1,000, where she will lead this on her ear. Pans Down is your current favourite. She loses Pike, but gets 4 kilo weight swing on Pans Down. Again, similar to race 1, not the end of the world when you have an apprentice on when they're going to lead. I think if she runs anywhere near her best, they won't catch her. Again, whether she can get somewhere near that is yet to be seen. But I'm happy to back her in just on the strength of that last run.
You don't often get 1 leader in a 1,000-metre race, do you?
It's amazing.
The map's an absolute gift, and the 4 kilos on Pans Down. I'm actually really, I don't have a huge, strong opinion on this. Drink What You Like's a bleeder. Drink What You Like does a lot wrong, but geez, if the right horse turns up, just leads and wins, you'd suspect. I actually marked Pans Down 3rd pick, mate. That's the way I've sort of looked at this race. I think they'll go a bit slower. He'll be 3 back. The fence, 60 kilos is an impost 3 back. The fence
hasn't been stepping. That's the issue.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, there's a chance he's 4 back the fence if Jag the Joker hops into one of those spots too. So it could end up pretty ugly there for Carberry and Miller on Pans Down. But just to watch on one runner, if you're looking for something a bit of value, it's only speculatory. But Forest War knocked off Indian Pacific a couple of preps ago. Last prep in December, started favourite, ran 3rd, went deep the trip behind Like a Jaguar Mood swings. Excuses 1st and 2nd up on tracks or weights that didn't suit. Has moved to the Taylor Yard, a more full-time operation than the train that had him previously. Only been there a short period of time, but his best probably just sits 3 back 1 off, and he probably just wins this as long as Drink What You Like doesn't kick clear. But may need a run in the yard to find his best. But bit of speculation. I'll be having something small on, but Drink What You Like's the one I want to be on. But 290 for a horse I don't trust that much. I need 350 Crip.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I was about to say. I've marked her 280. Woke up this morning expecting Pans Down to go up, your clear cut favourite, and the market.
First thing you thought of when you woke up? Or was that
pretty much. Okay. This is the one I was really excited to see the prices for. The market's a bit smarter than what I expected, and they've Drink What You Like, $293. I'm going to hold off. I think the money will come for Pans Down, and also as we touched on before, we're not sure what the track's going to do. So when you're not in there's no rush to dive in. So we might get to Saturday and it's a mad swooper track, and then I can just say, well, I'm not backing Drink What You Like. So anything over $3 on a track that is suitable for leaders will do me. But we'll wait for Betfair.
The way we were talking about this Ascot service being a bit cooked at the moment, it's really good unless you feel like you're getting a real good price early. It is good to wait, and especially for races probably from 4 or 5 onwards, so you get an idea of the pattern. So anyway,
all right, enough for me. What have you got, Terence?
Race number 6. The Crown Perth Handicap over the 1,200 metres. Certainly horse of the day I'm really keen to get involved in, and that is one of my favourites actually, Old Boy. Not Old Boy, feels like he's been around forever. Mega Zone. Mega Zone, I reckon, is an absolute first up specialist without the stats really showing that. Last preparation, ran 2nd to Caracarpo over the 1,200 metres. Actually protested against Caracarpo.
Should have won.
That day, probably should have won, in all fairness. Chrissy Parnham was back last, went for a rails run. Caracarpo with Lactar laid in a bit, but anyway, 3rd, 1.5 lengths further back was Long Beach Nikovi. Don't fuss, boom-tastic.
Listed grade.
Yeah, really, really nice horse. The 2nd up, and again, I mainly want to focus on the first up runs, but 2nd up, drew 11 of 11, went back to last, and was also back to 1,100 metres. Flashed was the run of the race behind Zeeble, and as we know, Zeeble's a fairly smart conveyance out in front, very hard to get past. The prior prep, Jade McNaught was on. It actually jumped really well, but was snagged out the back for some reason. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I've watched the replay.
I don't understand what on earth, because the thought process was, I have to be last here.
That was a leader's day too.
Massive leader and rail bias day. Black Ducati had the rail.
But I'm also keen on this horse.
Yeah, just going to keep giving me positive affirmation the whole way through. It was huge down the outside, the run of the race. Again, I'm going to go 1 prep further back, Crip. Would you mind that? No. Carried 62, because there's a story behind this. Carried 62 at Gero, which is a big weight pass. Barrier 1, 3-4 back the fence, held up the entirety. Was going to win like winks. 2nd up, carried 62 at Gero, held up the entirety. Was going to lost by a lip. 3rd up, came to town. I declared it at 35-1, and had to put that in there. And it won like winks that day as well. Yeah. So the biggest thing that I wanted to say with Megazone is, I think Megazone's a really good horse. Very simply, plain and simply, I think his career numbers don't do him justice. How good he is, I think he goes best well fresh. I don't think he gets a mile. And I think they keep trying to get him to the mile. I think he's a 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 metre horse. From barrier 6, I think he can land more prominently with horses like Diableary, Angelic Miss, Moshard. They should all be behind Megazone. He's fresh. CJP is the perfect hoop for a sitting sprinter. Really happy in that sort of sense. Maps midfield, handles rain affected. It's each way all day around that. I think it's about $10 at the moment.
$12 some places. So I couldn't agree with you more. I'd really just I honed in on the 2 first up no trial runs from his previous 2 campaigns, and yeah, you've already touched on them. So even his run 2 starts ago behind Dig Deep was very, very good as well.
He goes all right, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, look, I wouldn't have marked the horse as short as what Terry has, but yeah, he's my best each way for the day. I had him about $7, so double figures is more than enough to get involved.
Get on. Angelic Miss, very hard to beat, but I got knocks on everything else in the market.
Angelic Miss, month between runs.
Yep.
Moshard, huge first up. Actually, marked him favourite, but I'm probably not going to save because 61 kilos will come from near last. Who else we got? Chick's Pick was disappointing.
Glasgow Girl's been scratched a couple of starts. Chick's Pick looks tired. Island Charm I thought was one of the biggest dangers, but it's only gone up $6.57. That's not enough, and that's had a million starts. Roy's forgotten how to spell horses. No, not train. He's forgotten how to spell horses, I think, Roy. So he may be a little bit tired, but yeah, I was happy just taking the rest of them on, to be honest. And each way all day, Megazone.
Yeah,
we're in alliance. We're in cahoots.
I know,
which is good. So anyway, moving on to the feature, the Eurythmic. I've already chucked my lay up on Betfair. I'm doing a lay, as you've probably seen, a lay per WA meeting for May to celebrate. Is that the right word? We'll use that word, eh? Promote. That's a better word. To promote the early rebates on Betfair. So jump on, take some of my money. I'm 2 for 2 thus far. Tell you what, if I get to 5 for 5 or 6 for 6, I'm going to start carrying on about the clean sweep.
You'd be like that West End wizard bloke.
Don't go that far. Come on. I might though. First one was $1.40. You've got to give me credit. I'm throwing a short out early, but I've chucked up $4 Maraschino if that's still there in the morning. I'll leave that there until Saturday morning scratchings. It's currently 310 best. Happy to take it on. Maraschino, every chance last start. I think the race is just going to be between the Group 1 winners who are weighted in Trap for Fools and...
Come play with me.
Trap for Fools was so big last start when taking a sit again. There's no That's Funny As. There's no Cockney Crew in this race. So rolls in front. Final Chill make a move. Has to let Final Chill go and then just peel out and keep rolling. If Trap for Fools doesn't get held up in his tracks at any point in time, it just allows to roll in the race. We'll win as long as we see a soft 5 or... soft, not much worse than a soft 5, a soft 6 maybe, but that's my biggest reservation and probably the thing holding me back from tipping Trap for Fools with confidence. But if the rain is there and it's a soft 7, then I'll be pretty keen. Come play with me.
Yeah, on the flip side, you got an absolute wet tracker and the other Group 1 winners. So I couldn't agree with him. I'm not tipping or betting into the race, but Maraschino just looks really short. In saying that, I said that last start, I think I had him close to double figures and he was heavily supported and
I had him $2.
Duly saluted. But it just looks like I'm going to go stick to the guns and going to say he's unders as well, and it's good that the guru agrees with me this time, so always helps.
There's no map for him here either, is it? He probably goes to the breeze or ends up back last. So.
Yeah. And even though there's not much between Chris Parnham and Pike, the market still thinks there is, I reckon.
So. Very much so. I mean, if Pike was on it from 8, he'd probably be a little bit shorter, and I'd still be very happy to take him on in this situation. So, one of the 2 feature winners, track condition, will depend which way I go harder on. But if you can save, if Maraschino stays thin in the market, you can save on one, back the other. It's not very ballsy punting, but I think they're a clear out job for me. So, pretty confident.
Nearly $2 to Dutcham.
Yeah, exactly right. Race number 8, just a little spec. Just a little spec here, Crip. Sentimental Queen moved to Ballantine, and the Ballantine runners are flying at the moment, so I don't want to take them on too lightly. But from barrier 10, Sentimental Queen is gonna have to go back to last, try and go forward, or probably sit deep. Win the other day was huge, but got the back on a hot rail.
Was it
horse
huge?
That ran second. It was the win.
It was a good win.
I should say it was a good margin.
It was a big margin.
It was a big margin. The horse that ran second is, I reckon one of us could genuinely beat at home. Divine Quest
you get a rails hot lead by track, gets the box C, and then Jade wobbles off the turn and doesn't go around a horse in a class 3. I reckon. Anyway, what we're trying to say is Sentimental Queen on Saturday is big unders at the moment, about $3.50.
I'm definitely not saying it can't win though.
It can win, but $3.50 looks short. So
I'm double that.
Yeah, I'm $10.
Yeah, I'm double that. So, want to take it on. I want to take on a few of the other ones in the market. And the horse I think with the most upside is Carragini Aurora. The trial versus Timely Outburst before the first up run. Now, Timely Outburst came out with Nicole Hopwood on and won really well midweek, and had already run its maiden before that.
It's a good horse.
A few months ago. It's a good horse. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, thanks for summarising. It's a good horse. And it was taking ground off in the trial over the 1,000 metres on 9.50, so I was really happy with that. First up, drew wide. Brad Parnham snagged from the wide gate. They walked, mid-race move, peaked on its run a little bit, but those on the inside pads were also starting to sprint as well. So more than entitled to do that. On the 7-day backup, you can view that as a positive or a negative here. But obviously the horse is happy and sound. It draws well. There is minimal speed in this. I think they can park just behind Cuban Twist. Maybe Eurasia comes across. And yeah, pretty moderate tempo. I think not many of these could run within a length of Laver Rod and KC. So at sort of $9, $10 each way, it's another one I'm less confident. But another one, I'm happy having something small on, you know.
He should have beaten KC in one of those races.
Yep. So
it just didn't come up last prep. But yeah, as Terry said, judging by its recent trial, I think Summer Dixon's got this horse back to her best. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, obviously, when you see a horse that's so far under your mark, then you want to try and get it beat. I just don't know which way I want to go. I've got Caragini Aurora $7. I think there's $10 available. I think Magical Rain was huge first up. I marked him as a horse to follow last week. And even Piccola Signora goes up in grade, and she's a 3-year-old filly who, because she's right on the minimum, doesn't get her 3-year-old allowance, which is a negative, but gets Chris Parnham. And her run was like one of those Black Booker of the Month runs last start, just especially with how leader biased the track was. So yeah, don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but yeah, maybe I'll be with you on Caragini Aurora, something anyway.
Well, fingers crossed. Anyway, so
did you give Sweet Angeline any?
I did. I thought its run was really good last start. Lucy de Keshaw can be seen as a positive because Keshaw's riding pretty well, and you're getting them the 3 kilos. I think they can map really nicely from there. So, yeah, I had Sweet Angeline single figures. What price is Sweet Angeline?
Don't know. I was just looking at the 4 I had above 11, Sentimental Queen in my market.
Yeah. Oh, you had 4 above it? Yeah, righto.
Where does it going to get to from?
Oh, that's exactly right. So, I mean, you've also got to remember, and we've just discussed about betting late, 3 wide, no cover on a potential wet surface, it could end up being the best spot to be. Yeah, and the 340 Sentimental Queen might make sense later in the day, but betting into that now is... yeah, I think a little bit of madness at that price. So if you are going to be a Sentimental Queen backer, I would be waiting.
Yep, agreed.
That's it. Unless you're backing Billy again.
No Billy ain't silly for me. I think, $2, even money up to a 72 plus. I think he'll definitely mark him clear on top selection, but yeah, this is looks a little bit harder than last start. I thought the one, if you're really chasing a bet in the last, might be my Get Out Stakes nominee. I thought Bruce Almighty was a better run than Creator. Was it Tinsley? The first one of them.
Yeah,
better run than Creator last start. Gets the 2 kilo weights. 2 kilos? Yeah, 1.5 kilo weight swing. But again, the map's just not ideal. But if Chris Parnham can weave some magic in the last, Bruce Almighty could be a go each way.
Evergreen. Bruce Almighty.
He just gets better and better, doesn't he?
Anyway, we're going to race on in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, mate. So how about you wrap this up?
My best... Look, it's funny because I haven't even backed it, but drink what you like at anything over $3 if the track is not dead set sweepers.
Megazone each way.
Good. All right, that will do us for this week. The 1-1 pod.
No guess, Michael Jangimi next week.
Nice.
That'll be good, yeah. Because pre-Roma Cup with Rock Magic.
Yep. Jeez, he went well the other day.
Didn't he?
Other than that, groupsracing.com if you want to see my stuff. Otherwise, good luck on the punt over the weekend and gamble responsibly.